Hello tipsters and tricksters, welcome back to a new video. Salut mes tipsters et tricksters et bienvenue à un nouveau video. Today it's really hot. It is like 38 degrees. There is no aircon because I live in France now and there is zero breeze. So it is really warm. So I'm doing an easy video today. I had something bigger planned with like a hair tutorial, but I'm melting on camera, guys, and the idea of like my arms in the air for ages doing a hairstyle. So the video with the hair tutorial that everyone's been asking for a little while now is coming, just not this week. But instead, I'm going to do a little vintage haul of things that I have come across since living here in Dijon. Some things are thrifted finds, some things are from the house itself via Val's parents. So let me share them with you.
What have you got if you haven't got love?
So when we first moved in, the house or the apartment was already furnished because Val's parents were renting it out to students. And a lot of the decor and furniture and utensils came via Val's grandma. So some of the pieces are already pretty old. So I'm going to share those with you. The first one being this series of glass jars. I'm just going to show you one today, guys. We have lots of them, but Val's mum went down to the basement and took me with her and said, I have all these glass jars with cork stoppers from the 60s, some of them even like 1950s. Would you like them? And I was like, yes. So they're gorgeous. They have all these like flower detailing on them and these giant cork stoppers. So I have filled the kitchen with jars. They will sit on the counter, the pretty ones at least, filled with like pasta and rice and couscous and lentils and stuff like that. So I was pretty chuffed because I thought they looked really cute. Then I opened the cupboards to discover that there was a whole bunch of 1960s and 70s utensils like bowls and stuff that came via Val's grandma. The first one being this super cool like chartreuse, almost lime greeny colored lemon juicer. I absolutely adore it. I just think it's really gorgeous. I really like the color. Might not be for everyone, but I'm really into like colored glass in terms of plates and, you know, eating utensils. So I just thought that was really cool.
Editing B popping in here. As I was watching the video, it occurred to me that I remembered seeing in the past these green pieces from the 30s to the 50s and there being something special about them and then the glass was named something special. And I was like, this looks familiar. So I did my research and it's uranium glass. And you of course have to test that to see if it glows under a light. So let's give it a go. I've got out my nail lamp, which has an LED light in it. I've turned out the lights in this room. It's not super dark, so I'm not sure if this is gonna work, but let's give it a go. And whoa, oh my God. Okay, that's definitely uranium glass. In which case it's highly collectible. So that's really cool.
Then there's these two salad bowls, which Val's mum explained to me. I thought maybe they just looked retro, but actually they are from the 1970s and they were a free gift with some washing powder that Val's grandma bought. So when Val's mum was a little girl, her mum bought washing powder and inside it said, in the box is a free gift, and they bought 2 lots and inside were glass salad bowls. Like, can you imagine getting a glass salad bowl, like a nice salad bowl as a gift in a box, like a product that you bought at the supermarket today? It just would never happen. Like maybe a plastic one, but even then they're way too cheap for that. So yes, they're very cute. I use those all the time. I really like them. Then one of the first things we did was go to Emmaus. Emmaus is a big charity with lots of furniture and clothing. You can even buy like used car parts. It's massive. It's all these warehouses filled with stuff. I guess it's kind of like Salvation Army, or like, yeah, it's like a giant thrift store, but with everything you could possibly imagine. So Val's mum knew full well that I love vintage stuff. She has taken me to Emmaus once before, but she knew I would want to go and look at decor for the apartment. So she rang me up and asked me to go last weekend. And I did find some goodies indeed. The full video of that vlog is going to be a Patreon exclusive. So if you want to actually come to Emmaus with me and see all of the beautiful, especially furniture, 1960s and 1930s furniture, including entire kitchens for like 10 to 60 euro. I'm not kidding. The entire 1960s kitchen was 60 euro. I couldn't believe it. And I will be going back and getting a beautiful 1930s cupboard, sort of a cupboard vanity. It's like a miniature vanity almost, that I fell in love with. That was 10 euro. So I'm hoping it's still there when I go back. But what I did come home with was this gorgeous 1940s bag. It's got some braiding on it. GIMP braiding here. It has a cute, potentially Bakelite. I haven't tested it, but it is a plastic bubble opening. I don't know if you guys can see inside, but the points on it actually come from right inside the plastic. They're not sort of stuck to the outside like a modern one would be. It's got these pretty brass finishings and this wraparound finishing to the handle, which is very, very common for 1940s purses, especially the evening ones. And the inside is just in stellar condition. I questioned at the time when I was at the shop, because I was sort of, you know, had multiple things in my arms. I was like, is this actually true vintage, or is this something that just looks really true vintage? But upon closer inspection, it is indeed true vintage in fantastic condition. I also spotted this, I think, 1940s dress clip. Unfortunately, it didn't come in a pair, but I just thought it was really, really sweet. It's got the clip on the back of it, potentially even a shoe clip, but I think dress clip. Yes, really, really cute. I love brooches and I've already worn this. So. I also spotted this box. It's not like a vintage piece, or I don't know when it was made, so maybe it is a vintage piece, but I doubt it. But it is a rose box that I just thought would be really cute for storing my jewelry in. But when the guy took it out of the cabinet to show me, I realized that it is a puzzle box. So cute. I love stuff like that. It was just so unexpected. He didn't know how to open it. It was really funny. And I immediately recognized that it was a puzzle box because I bought one as a gift for someone not that long ago. And I was like, oh my God, it's a puzzle box. I got really excited. So that had to come home with me. And then the other day I went out with Val in Dijon to look at another antique store, which turned out to be closed, but we met the guy that owned it and he told us about Les Puces or Les Halles, which is a market once a week in Dijon where the food market is, but they have vintage and antique vendors now and then as well. So he gave us the dates for when they'll be there. But then we popped into a vintage store, which did more 80s and 90s vintage. There was kind of a smattering of 70s vintage, but not really anything that was my particular style. But they did have a box of hats, and inside I found a chapeau provincial. So this is a straw hat with the teeny weeny cap. It's supposed to sit askew on your head. And I'm going to be doing a video, if you guys want, let me know in the comments, where I decorate it. Usually it has a ribbon that goes around and through and then ties either under your chin or at the back. And I might even create some flowers and stuff to go on it. So a little craft project. So do let me know if you'd like to see that video and I will make it for you. And the store that I got this from was called Mad Vintage. This was all of 10 euro, which is kind of pricey considering it was like a secondhand store, but it's like curated vintage. But they were selling like 80s and 90s vintage for like 25 to 50 a piece, which to me is so crazy because I grew up in the 80s and 90s and I hated the style even then. I just did not like the clothing. So it's just like a bunch of crap that no one would want in my mind, but it is the fashion at the moment. So, but yes. I nabbed this and I thought for 10 euro, it's fun for a little project. And the last thing that I'm going to share with you today was already in the apartment and again belonged to Val's grandma, and that is this 1970s cookbook. I don't tend to do a lot of 70s on this channel, but the thing that I liked about this is it has a lot of traditional French recipes in it, like, you know, onion soup, farci, ratatouille, tarts, things like that. So I thought it might be really fun to do some classic French recipes for you guys if you're interested. Again, let me know down in the comments. But yeah, it's all, you know, super retro looking recipe pictures. love. Some of them don't necessarily look super appealing, which I find kind of entertaining. Just like, it looks so 70s inside. I just thought it was really quite cute. I can't wait to make some of the recipes and see how they taste. A lot of them are very simple, but that's sort of the key a lot of the time to French cooking, is like really simple ingredients, but the quality of the food in France is really, really good. So I think that makes all the difference. So that's the video, guys. It is a short and sweet one. I did have work to do for a client this week that unfortunately I filmed and then it was all out of focus and I had to film the whole thing again. So instead of 1 day's work, it was 2 days work, which meant that I couldn't spend as much time on this week's video, but I wanted to get one out for you guys to make sure that I stuck to the 1 video a week promise that I made upon arriving in France. So I will continue. There'll be a video up next Thursday and every Thursday henceforth. So if you like the video, do let me know down in the comments, give it a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel if you want to. You can always check out my Patreon if you want extra content or you want to join our monthly movie club or get some curated vintage finds that I put up every week. It's all linked down below. You can of course come and follow me on my Instagram. Otherwise, I will see you in next week's video. Bye.